We need to stay loyal to President Trump. You like that title? I'm sure a lot of you don't. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're going to talk about today. What is up, guys? It is Monday, November 17th, 2025. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 920,045. You like that? TikTok, next block. I hope you guys are doing well. If you're new here, my name is Jerry. It's called Jerry Loves Freedom. And I'm a patriot. I'm a veteran. I live in Las Vegas. Constitutionalist. I'm not a Republican, okay? I used to be a Democrat. Never registered Republican, ever. I'm a registered independent right now. My values are God, family, country, Bitcoin. I know a lot of you guys that hear that over and over and over again. You're like, Jerry, why do you keep saying that? It's because I take the Michael Jordan rule. Michael Jordan said he has to do a certain thing every game because there might be this one kid that's never seen him play and he can't take off the night off. So that's why I have to say certain things, because I'm on the internet and anybody can see it. It's the World Wide Web. And anybody can come across this video. I believe in my country. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm a firm believer in the United States of America. And I'm a patriot, veteran. I read the Constitution. I'm a constitutionalist. Nationalist, I mean I love my country. I'm a populist, I mean I love the people. And I'm not for big government. And I believe Donald Trump feels the same way. Now, let me get a few things out of the way here, okay? We all know the stuff that's surrounding Donald Trump right now. What is it? This controversy, the Epstein files, right? That's the gorilla in the room. Well, he came out yesterday or last night and basically said, hey, let's release him. Let's release him. And I said, good. There's a lot of nuances to that, man, that I'll probably get into in another video. But basically, let me just say this, okay? Do I think Donald Trump did those things that the Democrats are trying to say he did? Absolutely not. No, not because I love Donald Trump. I'm a Donald Trump loyalist, or I'm a butt kicker or butt kisser, or I'm a D rider or something like that. It ain't about that. You know, I just feel like it's so clear as day and obvious that if he was implicated in any of that stuff, they would have got him. He would have never been the president. They would have did this in 2015, 10 years ago, when he came down the escalator. So I don't believe that's the case. I believe, I got a neighbor walking by. How you doing? And I believe that they're trying to use the hoax, the Epstein hoax, and he doesn't mean, and I wish he would be better with that, with the hoax thing. Because basically, you got to take it to another level. He's basically saying the Democrats are only saying this, the Epstein stuff, is a hoax to get him out of office and defame him. And that's true. They don't care about what Epstein did. They don't care about the files. There are plenty of Democrats and Republicans that are in that, in those files, and in the up and coming indictments and all this other stuff. This is a deep and dark web. Epstein was a very evil man. Obviously, you know what he did with all the stuff, with the sex stuff and the little young girls and stuff like that. But he was a big-time blackmailer. That's what he was. And I'm not going to get into all that Epstein stuff, but let's just say Trump, I believe, has some friends in high places, including a lot of billionaires, because billionaires hang out together, that are in high places that they're going to be implicated in that. And he's just trying to protect, not his friends, but protect, you can say friends, but you can say protect our economy, because again, a lot of billionaires give a lot of people jobs and everything else. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I'm just saying. And again, I'll go deeper in that. So we'll see what happens with the Epstein stuff, okay? Again, I'll make a full video on that. Now, why do I say we need to be loyal to President Trump? Well, first of all, number one is he's our president, right? Now, Jerry, what do you mean now? Jerry, you're a hypocrite. You weren't loyal to President Biden. True. And I am a human being, and human being equals hypocrite. I am a hypocrite. I respect the title of the president. I do. But I didn't respect Joe Biden because of how he got in. And again, I can't say what I want to say on this platform. But let's just say Joe Biden couldn't count to 81. Okay? Let's just leave it at that. And then the things that he did, well, the people that are controlling him did while he was in office, I was completely against that. That goes completely against all the values that I said earlier, what I am. He did everything the opposite. He tried to completely destroy our country, in my personal opinion, from my perspective. Because again, when you have a heavy situation or a subject, people see it from there's all different angles looking at it. And that's my perspective and my angle. Okay? I respect Donald Trump. He's my president. I voted for him. I'm 80% MAGA. There's 20% of the stuff that I don't agree with that he does. And he's not a perfect person. Are you a perfect person? No. Okay. Why do we need to be loyal to Donald Trump? Let me give you a spoiler alert of this video. Because he's our president and we're fighting against very, very evil forces. Does that mean Donald Trump is 100% pure and good? No, it doesn't. Okay? Because again, I'm damn sure not perfect. Are you? I remember in, I'd say late 2023, early 2024, right around that time frame, Vivek Ramaswamy started really getting to me, right? I started really, actually mid 2023, because he went to the Bitcoin conference in 2023, and then I started watching them and stuff. And there was a time, and you can go back and watch my videos, I don't take them down, that I wanted Vivek Ramaswamy to be the president. I kind of liked him better than Trump. It was a combination of things. First of all, I just didn't want Trump to get killed. I was like, you know what? Let Trump just drop out. He's an older man. They want to kill him anyway. This is before he even got shot at. And then the other one attempted to shoot at him. And I just liked Vivek because he was more articulate. He basically was saying everything Trump was saying. But he's just a very, very intelligent, high IQ, intelligent guy. I just really liked what he said. But he was Trump without all the extra stuff, right? And he was almost like a perfect, clean-cut guy. You know what I mean? Doing it for the right thing. He was almost a billionaire at the time. I think he's a billionaire now. And he was just doing it for the right thing. Right reasons, like Trump. But then I realized that even though Vivek would be a good presidential candidate, number one, he'll never win. A guy, his skin color, I don't think, and I'm not saying Republicans or conservatives are racist, but I just don't think a guy that looks like him will win. Just being honest with you. And if he was a Democrat, yeah. But Republicans, I'm just keeping it real. No, that's number one. But number two, he's too clean cut, right? He has no, like, I'm not saying he doesn't have any life experience, but he just doesn't, he's too good of a guy, right? You want a person that's gone through some shit. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. If I was a mayor and I had to hire somebody I had a drug problem. Say I got a bunch of drug dealers in my city, and I had two candidates saying, "Hey, I could be the head investigator of the drug people." You got this one guy, he's clean cut. He hates drug dealers, but he's never had any experience with drug dealing. He never had any experience doing any of that stuff. He's just a real, straight, narrow guy. Don't have anything on his record. He's just so perfect. Like, wow, you look at him like, wow, he's great. Almost like a overgrown Boy Scout. But then you got another guy who's got some tattoos, got some marks, got some scratches, sold drugs before, done some things, got a felony, rough, been in the streets, knows the stuff, but he turned his life around and said, hey, I want to go ahead and, I know how to catch these dudes because I know these people. I'd say, I'm connected. I'd probably hire the second guy because he's got a mean streak, he's got a nasty streak, and he's got experience. Well, that's Trump, man. I'm not saying Trump is a bad person or nothing like that, but he's a nasty motherfucker, Trump. Trump ain't a nice guy all the time. He could be nice, But you got to be real nasty to be, quote unquote, the best negotiator in the world and become what he's become throughout all that, and then go through everything he's been going through with the media and stuff. And since 2015, you can't. I don't think Vivek Ramaswamy could have did that, went through that. Plus, he just doesn't have the life experience. And again, Trump knows these people. Who's these people? He knows all the Democrats. He knows all the Republicans. Listen, go back and watch 2015, 2016 Trump doing his interviews and doing the debates. My God, man. You talking about classics? Classics. This man was calling everybody out. Now, am I saying that Trump is 100% independent of the restraints that these prostitutes up there, the politicians up there are privy to? No, I think he does have a few, not puppet strings, but he does have a few obligations he has to do. Because again, this is not a business. This is not, being a CEO of something. This is the U.S. government. And he's the CEO of the U.S. government right now. He just is. So there's a lot of people you got to scratch their back and scratch theirs to get in and, take some money from certain people, stuff like that. And, and again, everybody you deal with is not 100% on board. Again, above board. Again, see the Epstein files. Again, they're all billionaires in a circle of people that we're not privy to be a part of that, okay? Now, we should be loyal to Donald Trump because he is our leader. I truly believe, in my personal opinion, that he's chosen by God. Big statement, right? Not really. Let me go back to what I said. My values are God, family, country, Bitcoin, in that order, which means Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. He's number one. Because without him, I wouldn't be here and we wouldn't have anything. We just wouldn't. We wouldn't have a world. From my point of view. Number two, family. I'm a man. I'm the head of my family. No government, no president, no king, no nothing comes before me and mine and my family. And nobody's going to save me, right? I'm always going to take care of my family first. I can move to another country. I can do those things with my family because my family comes before country. But then after my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and then my family, I got my country. And I'm very loyal to my country, man. And I believe that Donald Trump is the best thing right now for our country. I believe all the things that he's gone through, what he sacrificed, again, he's not perfect, and everything that he's done for us, right? Is it for some personal glory? Sure, right? But again, nobody, maybe Abraham Lincoln, has been more scrutinized than him. We're not going to appreciate Donald Trump until he's dead and gone. We're just not, right? That's just the way it is. If you're watching the Revolutionary War or the American Revolution on PBS right now, Part 2 is getting ready to come out, and they're going to get into some stuff from 1775 on, right, to the war ends. It'll probably go to 1775 to maybe 1783 till the war is over, or maybe till 1789 when George Washington was inaugurated, and then we had the Constitution all done up and amended. George Washington was criticized like no other before Abraham Lincoln. They didn't think he was a good enough general while he was battling in the Revolutionary War. He had so many critics, all these things. Even as president, he had critics. And then when he died, then he became the hero and the founding father and the number one guy ever and blah, 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 blah. It's going to be the same thing with Trump. Same thing with Abraham Lincoln. It's going to be the same thing with Trump. We're not going to appreciate him until he's gone. But that fateful day in June of 2024, when they try to assassinate him, and I say they for a reason, okay? Because if you believed a 20-year-old worked by himself and got on a rooftop 150, 200 yards away, whatever it was, and got a clear shot at the president without anybody stopping him and seeing him, police, three-letter agencies, Secret Service, he got past all those people. You're not that smart, okay? When that didn't work, and he turned his head right at that moment, and then the rest of the bullets missed, and he got up with blood on his face and stood up and said, fight, fight, fight. I was already with him before that, but once he did that, my loyalty to him is unbreakable right now. Unbreakable. Because again, he is the president that we need right now at the perfect time. He was not supposed to win in 2016. Go back and look at that stuff. Hillary Clinton was supposed to win, and then they were supposed to do the 2030 agenda, and it didn't happen. He came and spoiled their plans. He was a serious underdog. He wasn't even supposed to win the Republican nomination. They thought he was a joke. I mean, of course, he was the most famous person up there, but he didn't have any political experience, but he knew all those people, and he was perfect. He was an outsider. He was a Democrat. Grew up a old school Democrat. He had all kind of connections, but he knew he couldn't run as a Democrat. The Democrat Party was completely destroying the country. So he became a Republican. I don't know exactly when he became a Republican, but he ran with the Conservative Party, and he changed the Conservative Party. He was even calling out the Republicans. Again, it's not about the Republicans versus Democrats. He just knew that our country was being let's just say taken over by not good people. And he decided to step in with his influence and his popularity and his money, and he did that. And he won. And as soon as he won, they started tearing him down. Even before that. And then in 2018, because he had all the power until 2018, just like now. But in 2018, the House was taken over by the Democrats. And you already know that's when the impeachments and everything else came. And this is what's going to happen in 2026 if we let it happen again 8 years later. We need to be loyal to Donald Trump because we need to defeat these evil people. And who are the evil people? The Democrats on the federal level, the people controlling the Democrats on the federal level, and the America Last, traitorous, rhino Republicans. We need to defeat them. And we need to start the America First Coalition. Watch these guys work out here. How you guys doing? Not a Democrat, not a Republican. A big umbrella, big tent party of the best of the best. Now let me say this. Do I dislike Marjorie Taylor Greene? No. Do I dislike Candace Owens? No. Do I dislike Tucker Carlson? No. Do I dislike Rand Paul? No. Do I dislike Thomas Massey? No. But I don't like what they're doing. Okay? I disagree with what they're doing right now. I don't like what they're doing. Not as much Tucker, though. Tucker is not... I'm not really mad at Tucker as much. I'm not really mad at Candace either. I just don't like when she's talking about the Israel stuff and Trump is a puppet to Israel and stuff like this. And I get Candace. I know where Candace is coming from. I love Candace Owens, man. I love Candace Owens. And I talked about this in the other video. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't dislike her either. But I'm not agreeing with what she's doing right now. She really fell off, man. And she reminds me, maybe in another life, that she could have been Donald Trump's daughter. She kind of like, I don't say looks like him, but she kind of has that same kind of skin tone. She's like a female version of him, a bulldog, real loud, stuff like that. But you can tell a woman like that, if she's on your side, if she starts to disagree with you, she's a problem. Like, she's the type of person that you'd love to have on your team. It's almost like a Dennis Rodman. Remember Dennis Rodman? You hated him. I was a Chicago Bulls fan as a kid. I hated Dennis Rodman. Hated him. He's the Pistons. He was on the Pistons. They beat us 3 years in a row, 88, 89, 90. Hated him. But then in 96, when we had him, I fucking loved him. I'm not saying I hate Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I really dislike what she's doing. And she needs to remember where she comes from. She's an absolute superstar. She's got 5 million followers. She's a national figure. Ask yourself if you know all the House of Representatives in America, or even your representative. A lot of people don't know who they are. Everybody knows Marjorie Taylor Greene. And to use her platform the way she's doing, again, I don't mind she went on The View. I don't care about that. CNN and all these other places. I don't care that she went on those places. But when you have Democrats quoting you and getting on your side, you're doing something wrong, right? You're trying to toe the line, and you're just doing it wrong. And then she's doubling down and sending Trump's personal texts, and she's just doing too much, man. There's still time for Marjorie Taylor Greene. She needs to come back over to us. I love Thomas Massie. I'm not mad at him for doing the Epstein files, and him and that other Democrat dude doing that. I don't care about that. But the simple fact is, he knows which way we got to go, right? And Thomas Massie, for the most part, he says yes to a lot of the bills, but he always says no to the fiscal stuff. And I know why. Because if I was a guy in Congress, I'd probably be just like Thomas Massie. But you have to bite the bullet, and you have to be a team player, man. Because if it comes down to a tiebreaker vote, you're going to vote with the Democrats. Because again, if you don't vote with us, the America First Coalition, you're going to vote for the Democrats. And Rand Paul I think he's just a lost cause, man. He just says no to say no. I don't think he has the same reasons Thomas Massie. Some people say, oh, he's a fiscal hawk, but he says no to damn near everything, not just fiscal stuff. And then Tucker, he's called out Trump a few times. And then Candace has too. The problem that I have with these people is calling out Donald Trump in public. You cannot do that, man. Why? Because you have to be loyal to our leader. He is our anointed leader, okay? He is the leader of our country. And if you're a person with influence in a political space and realm, why the hell are you talking shit about Trump out loud so our detractors, or our detractors, can clip up what you say and then put it on TikTok, these left-wing news medias, and say, oh, look, they'll use anything to beat Trump, even the stuff that they agree with. Like, they agree with ending the war in Gaza. But if you say anything about Trump with that, they'll use it against them. They're not happy Trump did that. They don't care about the Epstein files. They could have did this when Biden was in charge, or was the president, quote unquote. They don't care about that stuff. They're going to have some sacrificial lambs during this Epstein case, or whatever they'll use to take down Trump. They'll take 20, 30 Congress people down on the Democrat side just to get the big fish, and that's Trump. And this is why I say I don't like what these people are doing. You want to talk to Trump, you disagree with Trump, you talk to him about it out to him, not out loud in public, especially Marjorie Taylor Greene freaking putting that text message out and just talking all this stuff about Trump. That's just craziness to me, man. No loyalty. You have a freaking memory like a goldfish because you don't remember where you come from, man. Trump made you to who you are, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I appreciate everything she's done. All these guys, I appreciate everything they've done. Sticking up for our movement, putting America first. And you have ideals, but you don't have to agree with the person that is our leader, our anointed leader, in my personal opinion, by God, at this time on the timeline, this spot on the timeline. I don't agree with everything he says. Again, I'm 80% MAGA. I'm not 100% MAGA. I am 100% America First Coalition, though. I don't like the stuff in Israel. I don't like the overspending. It's a lot of stuff I don't like. You know what I mean? But he's my leader. He's the guy I voted for. And there's nobody that I'm going to agree with 100%. I love Thomas Massie. He'd probably be the guy I'd be like the most. But I don't agree with what he's doing right now. Because again, we're all humans. We're all imperfect. We have imperfections. We're all hypocrites. We're all liars. We all have a past. And again, if you find somebody that doesn't, let me know. And I'll vote for him. Until then, in my personal opinion, we need to stick by the man who is our anointed leader by God, in my personal opinion. And that's President Donald J. Trump. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, man, loyalty goes a long way. you know. If I'm out with my brothers somewhere, or I have a brother and a sister, and somebody messes with them, we're all fighting. Somebody messes with my sister, I don't care what kind of argument I am with my sister. If a dude messes with my sister or gets out of pocket with my sister, I'm whooping his ass on sight. And then behind the closed doors in the house, I might curse her out and say, why'd you do that, blah, 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 blah. But you stay loyal to the family. And what's the family? This right here, the United States of America. Whether you like him or not, whether you don't like him personally or don't like the way he says stuff and how he says it or whatever, or some of his policies, he is your leader. He is our leader. And I believe God picked him to be all of our leader. And not only is he the leader of America, I believe he's the #1 leader in the world. Because of his station, what he's done in his personal life, he demands respect and everything that he's accomplished in his life and what he's done and what kind of person he's become. And because he sits in the highest office of the strongest economy in the strongest country in the world, the most influential country in the world. And he's always going to try to figure out how to make our dollar a little bit better, our finances. Again, I don't agree with that because I'm a fiscal hawk and I don't like all the spending. I'm not a big proponent of the big, beautiful bill. Neither are they. You guys don't like the big, beautiful bill? I like some of it, but not all of it. Because again, we're sound money advocates, but he is too. Donald Trump, you won't find probably a bigger gold bug than him. But he's a product of his age. He's going to be 80 years old next year, 79 and a half. And he's got a long way to go, I believe, to pick up the new gold, the digital gold, into this paradigm shift with this new technology, with AI and robotics and everything coming out. But these AIs and robotics and all these people that need sound money and the new digital money are all going to float to this. And hopefully Donald Trump does it too. He did sign an executive order to make sure we didn't sell any more of this money, which I'm very glad he did that. And his sons and him have a company that buys a lot of it. But hopefully next year we bring a bill up to make sure we buy this best money, this technologically unflawed money that we could use for the future, and we send it up before he leaves out of office through Congress and back on his desk so he can sign it, so we can have it as a unit of account, so we can fix the world as long as you fix the money. And if I had to take a guess, I'm pretty sure you guys already know what that is. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless Donald Trump, and Lord, please protect his life. Peace and love, guys.